Sorry, this just in, and I need to do this while it's fresh on my brain. I'm James Williams. This is Comfort Habit number 2. This video is not for children. It has probably rough language and very adult content. Alright, so I just got this thing on my Facebook group, so I figured I'd go ahead and put this out here. My Facebook Connect group is CWW. And I'm gonna leave it at that. If you're in the group, then you know exactly what the group is, and I'm gonna leave it there. It's an adult site. Yeah, it's not like porn or anything like that. But we do talk about flirty and raunchy shit. So something happened, and the lady sent me something about I should get married, and so I was telling her that some of the people I know that are married actually have less sex now that they're married than when they are married. And I said on here, so that this doesn't get taken out of context, that I don't want to get married if I'm not going to get to have sex when I want it or when I need it. And then what I went into from that, from people that I know that are married that have told me things that I will not tell you who they are, but I will say that they actually watch probably just as much porn as I do, if not more, because they're not getting the sex that they want. Well, here in Virginia and in many of the 50 states, you do not have the right to force sex amongst your wife because rape is still rape. And I also put in there so that this is not taken out of context, because in America, and for what I know of American laws, in at least 50% of the 50 states have this rule that, yeah, she's your wife, but she's still a person, and she has the right to say no. And there have been many court cases where men have successfully won, I guess, the case of having sex with their wife against her will. However, since the dawn of the 90s and the Lorena Bobbitt thing, those laws have been changed. And you do not have the right to force sex amongst your wife. If your wife does not want to have sex, then you will not be getting sex that night unless you cheat or go watch porn to gratify yourself. So I'm making this video because of that. Because of the simple fact that in life, these are the things that young ladies need to know. These are the things young men need to know. These are the things that happen in real life, hella high water. Okay, women are complexed, and they basically rule the world without knowing that they rule the world, because for us straight men, there's almost nothing we will not do to get a piece of pussy. Nothing. Now, once we get married to that one piece of pussy that we're going to have for the rest of our lives, attached to that beautiful woman that we fell in love with, not just because of the pussy, but because she's actually a very beautiful and intelligent and probably the best thing that's happened to you since sliced bread, but she's still a person, and she has every right to refuse you sex as her husband. Now, the thing with that is, then women want to know why men cheat. This is what leads to cheating. Not giving your man what his body needs, like water. And, women have stronger control over their sex drive. At least most of the women that I know or have met really aren't into sex. And the thing with men, I've never met a straight man like me. They don't think about sex at least 3 or 4 times a day. Some of us think of sex every minute of the day. Guilty. But I have enough control that I'm not going to jump up and attack women and rape them and shit like that. That's not who I the fuck am. But the whole concept is, when a man cheats, it's generally because he's not getting enough sex, or his wife won't do the things that he fantasizes about, and because he loves her, he won't really make her do it, because maybe he married some Pollyanna chick that's just not open-minded to doing things that I will not say here, but you can use your imagination. Oral sex. I'm not really big on oral. I would much rather give a girl oral than receive it, because I've had some really bad oral experiences. Enough said there. But, TMI. But, the thing is, when it comes to sex and marriage, if you're not getting enough sex in marriage, or if you're not giving, from the woman's point of view, if you're not giving enough sex in marriage, it's gonna lead him to cheating, without a question, without a doubt. And I love sex. Who doesn't love sex? Most men, we really love sex. We might love it more than women, and women don't always have to comply. And that's where the downfall comes in. So, for women whose men up and leave them because they are not having enough sex, that's the key right there. I mean, I'm not going to be one of these guys to say, okay, yeah, you got to take one for the team. But honestly, sometimes you may have to take one for the team, especially if you have a happy marriage. marriage. If you're happy and y'all are like doing it all the time and everything's working together like a cohesive unit, and there's a baby, so sex time might be cut down, but y'all know that comes with having sex. So maybe be one and done, that way y'all can have more sex and take precautions so that y'all don't like not have sex. And the thing with that is, the more sex you give your man, it's more likely the more sex that he's going to want. Or he's not going to go anywhere unless he's one of those guys who just think that sex is just for procreation. So that if a woman marries him, she's blessed. Because unless she's willing to have a baby, they'll probably have like a sexless relationship. But then she'll probably be the one that winds up cheating. So it's a double-edged sword. So mostly you need to understand that, okay, one, as a man, when you get married, she's your wife, she's not property, and you do not have the right to make her give up the skins or have sex with you, or whatever the new term is for people who are fucking, to use. And as a wife, your wifely duties do include sex. They don't just include cleaning the house, getting a job, and taking care of everything around the house, but it includes taking care of your husband. If you don't want your husband to cheat on you, you need to get that motherfucker some sex. Point blank, period. And for a man, it's the same goddamn concept. You need to be faithful to your woman, and she needs to give you sex, and you need to give her sex, and y'all need to find a common ground to hold the marriage together. If not, then you probably shouldn't be in a relationship. Of course, there's many types of weddings and relationships and open-minded and swingers and all the other stuff, and that's probably cool too, because sometimes if you're going to be happily married, and you guys are in an open marriage where you both are swingers or whatever, but you can't get pregnant by the other person, and you can't, if the man, you can't go make a baby with someone else, and y'all have that understanding, hey, I'm going to be honest with you, I'm open-minded like that, my damn self. I'm really cool with that, because I don't want to cheat, but I'm not going to say it's above me, because nothing is above anyone. Most of the most honest people who would never cheat on their woman, it only takes one, and they will hate themselves for it, but the thing is, if they're not getting it from their woman, they're going to go get it from somewhere else. So if you guys already established this before the relationship begins, or established this before the wedding vows are said, or before wherever life's going to take you in the hands of fate, if you have all these things established, you have a better chance of having a happy, long-lasting marriage. If you don't, you have a better chance of having a lot of infidelity. And for my group, I'm going to be honest, I'm not going to rape a woman. That's just not a fucking option, because that's like the worst crime ever. But at the same time, if I'm with you for 3 fucking years and we're married and we only have sex twice a year, well, you better believe I'm going somewhere. Because porn in my hand ain't going to last forever. I'm going to need human contact. I'm going to need to look at a girl's eyes when they start bubbling and bulging and popping, when her mouth starts contorting, because I'm actually doing my fucking job with my dick. Outside of that, everything else is good. I will be that guy that gets that job, that works his ass off to keep a roof over your head and things like that. And I expect you to be that woman to do the same thing. Work your ass off to keep that roof over our head, keep our car running, whatever we have to do as a cohesive unit, as a family, as a husband and his wife, it has to be done. But if you, being the person, woman or man, that isn't giving or getting enough sex, the relationship will fail. I'm telling you that from the jump. The relationship will fail. It didn't take me 44 years to know that. I've always known that. But I've never cheated on any girlfriend I've ever been with. They've all cheated on me because I may have moved too slow, trying to be the gentleman, trying to treat them right, where they would like leave me for some guy who treats them like shit, calls them dogs, bitches, and whores, and then they had that little motherfucker's baby and think that I'm supposed to raise him. No. You fucked up. You deal with it. I'm James Williams Jr., and if this was brutal, then I'm sorry. If it wasn't brutal, and I'm not sorry, but to be honest with you, this was the whole 100 right there. It wasn't the whole 1,000, but it was a whole 100, so that you can understand it. In a relationship, sex is involved in a relationship. Now, if you guys are just platonic friends, where he might be your gay best friend, or she might be your lesbian wingman, then that's cool. Y'all ain't never got to worry about fucking each other, unless y'all have an alcoholic slip. That does happen too. Anyway, in closing, this is Comfort Havoc number 2. Hope I didn't scare you guys away. Be seeing you.